Hey everybody, Kim here with Lead Generation Source, and in this video I'm going to start off with the basics of what linking entails or what it includes, and that would include for backlinking purposes. Now, for those who are brand new to this, just kind of stick with me because it takes a little bit of time to understand the concepts and the wording, right? So we use different words within the industry, and sometimes those are you just have to learn to define those and understand them better. So I'm going to use my EP Laser website for the purposes. So this is e-commerce, but this will apply to just about any website, and as long as it's yours. If it's something like Amazon, I wouldn't follow the same model per se. I would do a little bit different. But for this, we're going to go ahead and identify the actual URL or the address of each of our pages so we know what we're going to create links to. Okay. And then we're going to create some links in another video, but I just want to kind of cover the basics here. So this is my main site. If you go to eplaser.com, this is what you see, right? This is the different categories, and I probably have more that I just don't have up here yet. And from there, each of these categories, because this is the way that I've set it up, your page may be different. You may have something pages, right? So each of these categories is a page. Yes, so there's a collection. They put it under collections in Shopify. So in this case, it's collections / and you see right here, so you've got eplaser.com, and then you go into the first collection and it's Celtic ornaments and sets. And then you go into the next one and it's collection / crosses, collection / book boxes, collection / profession gifts, collection / dog - breed - ornaments, right? So each one of these, and this is where I would probably pull up maybe a notepad of some sort. Let's actually pull this over and we'll make this a little bit smaller here. I'm working on like 100 things at once. Sorry, guys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take all of these. So I already know my main site is eplaser.com, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. And I'm going to keep going through here. And I'm going to take these, and since I know what they are, I don't need to make any notes or anything. But if you had something that you're like, oh, hey, I don't know what it is, that's why I name them the way I do, right? Now, each one of these, so crosses, right? I may rename this. In fact, I probably will do that. No, I'm not going to rename it because I don't want to mess it up. But this would be like what I probably should have done. Of course, I created these a long time ago, but this is Celtic ornaments. You see how Celtic ornaments is in this in the URL. Now, you don't have to always have it in the URL every single time, but I would recommend when you can include your keyword in the URL because it helps define the page for search engines. So this one just says crosses, so it's kind of confusing. And to be honest, I plan on adding more than just the ornaments. Like we have other crosses that would go in here. And so I may keep this one and then have a cross ornaments or something like that. I might have another section with just ornaments. Then I've got book boxes. We've only got one book box at the moment that's featured, but we do have multiple that we offer. And then we have profession gifts, which I'm still not done with those either. And then dog breed ornaments, right? So we've got all of these on there, and each one of these pages, you can see that. So dog breed ornaments, that's what I labeled this particular section. So they're going to home and then dog breed ornaments. That's the little breadcrumb right there, right? So now let's go back to where I was. We did crosses. Let's copy this one. Even though this only has one in it, I'm still going to use it because when we create links back to our site, we can use any of our pages, any page. Okay, we can even do images. So any type of, it just depends on the site that you're working with. But for the most part, we're going to be sending them here because we're going to have, let's say, since I'm on Shopify, let's say I do a blog post on something like Medium. Well, Medium, I might say, oh, hey, here's my blog post. By the way, if you want to see these ornaments, you can get them here, right? And then I link back to the category, or perhaps I link back to the product. So now I come in here, I'll open this up big again, and I've got 3 sets featured here. Well, 3, let's pull this out. I'm going to open each one a new tab. And in this one, I've actually got basically 3 variations of it. So now we'll go ahead and close this again. Move that over. Let's pull this back up. See, I had a lot of stuff up, right? Now this is a product page. Okay, so this is products, Celtic knot heart ornaments, and I'm going to copy that, and that is a product, right? And then I can say style 2, which when you go to style 1, well, actually I take it back. So the first one I went to didn't have a variation, but now when you look at this one, you can see it says variant equals, that's a new variation of a URL going to the same page, but it's another way to build a unique URL backlink later on. And of course, like I said, these will of course make sense. So this is what we're doing to start with. It's just kind of making a list of our links. Now, if you have lots and lots and lots and lots of pages, you may not want to do it this way. You may want to do it, I'm just going to go back to here. And we'll go to here. And I think even some of these I have like different variations like this too. So anytime you have a variation, that will, and I actually had a variant here. So like even though there's one page, I have three URLs that go to this one page, so people can I can build a link back to that. Let's take the shamrock. I don't have one for that one, which is perfectly fine if you just have one. I'm just showing you some different options here. Then you can even go in, let's say if you wanted to, you could come in and you could actually open the image, and this is an image file. Now, because it says it's a Shopify file, I wouldn't link to it personally. But if you have it on your own site, your own media file, you could do that. You could actually have that and have it link back. Now, and I would only do that maybe for bookmarking purposes, and because it's really difficult for them to navigate past that out of your media file. That's kind of like an endpoint. So that's really not user friendly. So I wouldn't recommend doing an image file, especially not on Shopify. But if it's on your own site, like you have a WordPress site and it's in a media file, you can do that. But I would do it for my like bookmarking sites. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close these out. So they're done with those. So you get the point. I'm going to do that for all of my products. So I have my collections here. I have my main page, my collections. And think of it like a book, right? So you've got the outside, you've got your chapters, and then you've got your individual pages inside. And so it's the same type of thing, right? We've got our main site, we've got our sections, and then we've got individual products. And from there, and there's actually a couple different ways. If you're doing Shopify, you can do this outside of collections. You could go in and you could do, let's go back to EP Laser. You could come in here, and as long as you have this browse all items, you have an all items option, you actually have another one, right? So here's catalog collections all. So there's another option here. I'm going to put this actually up here. And then you're into individual. So now let me show you these are in alphabetical order. So now you can see that this one says, let's go back right here. You can see collection / Celtic ornaments, right? And then it goes into it. So that's really long. So now I'm into a different one. Look at that. Look, so this is product / Celtic ornaments. And then again, I can do the same thing. I can do a different variant. And then other variant. So that way I now have these to build links. So now the other thing that I can do is I can use these as alternates internally as well if I wanted to, right? So I can send it so that it's a collections link or so it's a products link. So let's actually narrow this down to just the Celtic ones are right here, just so I can find them easier. So for one, like if I wanted to go to one product page, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different options here. Why do I have 7 different options? Oh, that's because this one's not the right one. Let's actually take this one out and put it up here. And then, like, that math did not make sense, right? It should be an even number. All right, so I've got 6 different options, which is much better, even number. We've got 6 options for one product page. So now what happens is when I'm creating, or if I'm doing some sort of backlinks, so linking to my site. So if I'm linking to my site, I don't want to have all of my links going to eplaser.com because that doesn't make any sense, right? If I'm writing an article about Celtic ornaments, I want to link back to this page. So let's say that I'm going to be on, we'll go to Medium, and I'll bring it over in just a second. So here's a new post, right? So I'm going to say, DIY, or I'm not really sure what I'm going to say about this, but we're going to say Celtic ornaments you can customize. Right? And then I'm going to say maybe something like you can, these Celtic ornaments from EP Laser are a great way to celebrate your Celtic roots during the Christmas season. And, you know, I'd add pictures and do everything else, but eventually I'm going to say, check out the ornaments here, right? And so I'm going to say, check out the Celtic maybe I'll do check out these Celtic ornaments by clicking here. Okay, so I'm going to do two things. I'm actually going to, and the reason I wrote it this way is to be more user friendly. So normally if I'm writing something and I'm just doing it purposely for a link, I would not say by clicking here. I would just check out these Celtic ornaments, period. And then I would highlight this and I would link over. But I'm going to do it here and here because some people literally will not know they need to click on that. I don't know why, it's just the way it is. So I'm going to add a link right here. And from there, I'm going to pull from this, right? So I know I'm using one of my Celtic ornaments, so I can use any of these, right? Any of these particular ones. And I might even want to just go to the collection, right? So maybe I'll go to the collection and say, what do we say? Collections, Celtic ornaments and sets right here. So I'm going to use this because this is the particular one. And I'm going to go back in here and do it again. And like I said, for this particular purpose, I'm going to put it on both because for user friendly. And then I would fine tune this and everything and I would publish it. And then I would of course have this indicate out to my properties. And each one of those properties has backlinks. So now I have created, once I publish this, I have now created a backlink. See, there's the URL right there to my main site, right? I've created a link to my site, which is called a backlink. They call it a backlink. So this link is on a different property. It's on medium.com. I don't own it. I do have, this is my free medium.com account. So when I post this, it will then link back to eplaser.com. Okay. So that's what a backlink is. It's when it's linking from another site. And, you know, we've mentioned this before on some of the videos that I've done, that this is one that I completely control. I 100% control this. Right now, whether Google indexes it or not is a whole different story and something we'll talk about another time and how to fix that. But for this purpose, what I'm looking at is I can create this backlink from a high valued site. Medium.com sometimes this alone will rank the site. You know, the site will rank because it's such a high domain authority. And I look at that and I go, okay, well, I want to make sure I have some links coming back from medium.com to my site. So how do I do that? I create a post and I create a link inside it going back to my site. And that is a backlink from medium.com. I can do the same thing for Facebook, right? So let's say that if I go to Facebook, well, we won't pull up Facebook because that's a nightmare, but I can post on Facebook and I can say, hey, you know, check out these ornaments here on Facebook, right? Or from Facebook. So I go Facebook, hey, check out these ornaments. And I would take this link and I would post it in here. I'll try to pull it up real quick. Pull up the EP Laser one. Don't want to make you guys sick having to click through everything. Wait for this to load. Facebook at night never loads right. I don't even know why. I figure they have us flagged for everybody in the US for sleeping. Let's see if I can find my EP Laser one right there. Okay, so this is my page. This is my EP laser site. So I'm going to say, you know, back in stock. We just cut a new batch of Celtic ornaments. And yes, we are currently sold out on Amazon, but more on the way. And then I can come back in here, go to my links, and maybe now, since I did that one, and I'm specifically talking about that set, maybe I come in here and I pick one of the variants, or I can pick, you know, one of these other ones. So for me, I'm going to do this one because it has the keyword in there a couple times, and I just want to kind of get that in there. And then I would go put that in there. And sometimes this does this, and I'm not sure why it does it from Shopify. Shopify has Open Graph debug. We're going to go here, developers.facebook.com/tools-debug, and we're going to see if I can get it to work. And if not, that's going to be super annoying because, like I said, Shopify has Open Graph already installed, so there should not be any problems with this. Yeah, see, so that's the image it's pulling. So I'm actually going to go in, I'm going to play with this a little bit and see if I can get that image to be a little bit better, because it's pulling that from Shopify, and Shopify's got to have that set somewhere. So anyway, so if that happens to you, a lot of times what you do is you just copy this, refresh. And wait forever. And then it'll pull it. See, so now it's actually pulling multiple images. So I would rather have that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that one off and that one off, so it's there. Now this is, so the image size here is gonna vary, and the way you see it may not be the way that somebody else sees it on their device. But generally, if you want to make your own, you can go into Canva and you can just do Facebook ad. Right, so you say create a design and do Facebook ad, and that 1200 by 628 size is a really good size that shows up, at least for most of the desktop stuff. So you can just use that. You could throw your picture in here, maybe put some other information on it, and you could use that as a size if you wanted to make this that size. So it looks like it is giving me the option if I wanted to upload my own image. So I could do that, upload the image, and then I could hide the other ones. So that way it made it nice and pretty. Right, and then I would take this off because it's going to be the links right here. But that link is going to be now on Facebook public, right? So this will be public on Facebook, and that would be another public backlink back to our site because it's linking to our site. So it's linking back to our site, and they call those backlinks. So that's just another way to create a backlink. Again, you can do the same thing with Pinterest. When you have YouTube and you put the URL in the description, that's the same. That's another link back to your site. It's a backlink. And we'll talk a lot more about this in the future, but I just wanted to kind of cover those basics for you because it's really important that you understand that you need to have backlinks back to your site. And excuse me, recently we had a product that we released, and I'll link to that product for those that are interested, that automatically creates backlinks, so you don't have to go in and manually do all of this, and it creates it on other properties. So when you are putting it on these other properties, what's nice about that is that you can also have them on your properties, but then you have them on other properties, and now search engines start to say, hey, I know what this is. And so the more you share and the more you're out there, it's weird because normally you would think that I own this property. If I say that's what it is, that Google or Bing or whatever would take my word for it. But the reality is that these search engines, they don't trust you for some reason. You think that you could go through some sort of automation process, but I guess because there's so many websites out there now, that would be just too difficult. But because you can create your website and put whatever you want on it, I mean, you could have completely different pictures here, right? You could have something that's not related at all. And when that happens, you go, okay, well, how do I resolve this? And Google says, well, you have to get other people to verify the information. So it's like they come to you and they say, okay, what's this page about? And we're saying that it's, we're saying it here in the title. We're saying it the title here, that's how it's named from there. We're putting it in our description. Ideally, our pictures are named that, but that's not really the way it works in it. Okay. Anyway, open a new tab. That's not really, see, it doesn't really, maybe it does. If I had named it right when I first loaded it, again, this was a long time ago. So if I'd named it right when I first loaded it, then it probably would have been fine. But you want to make sure that you have it in your images and you have all of those words that, you have it so that it's in there. And then your tags as well, which, to be honest, I may not have the tags done on here correctly, because Shopify tags are much more different than WordPress. And so it's a big learning curve if you work with WordPress normally, then flipping over to Shopify. And then depending on the theme, right? It's a huge nightmare on Shopify sometimes. So if you're into e-commerce and you haven't started yet, don't do it on Shopify. It's just completely opposite of what a lot of SEO standards have been. However, I can say that I've been able to rank my site on page 2 for most things and on page 1 every now and again. So I can't really, give Shopify too many bad marks there. Anyway, so I just want to kind of show you guys that, talk a little bit about that's, we're doing our on-site stuff, and I still need to do some more on-site things like linking back and forth. Like you can see I did here, check out the Celtic knot heart ornaments and the Celtic shamrock ornaments and then the dragon ornaments, right? So I'm linking to those other ones. And it's natural that way. So, check these out, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a you might also like, right? So you might also like is similar as well. And so that, I don't know if it pulls that as a link or not, but these are definitely interlinking inside your site. So you're linking to another page inside your own site. So that's another way you create it's a similar concept as a backlink, but instead of it being called a backlink, they call it, an internal link. So that internal link, if you can get several internal links back to the same page. So in this case, I would go to every other product that's related and say, hey, check out the Celtic ornaments. Like if I click on this page and I look at it, assuming I made it this far, yeah, and the very popular Celtic ornament set. And what I might even do on top of that is go back in and say, or check out our entire Celtic line here and go to the Celtic categories. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do this to help clarify, because what they're looking for is that your site is what it says, that your other pages are saying that's what it is, that external pages are saying what it is, and that there's a lot of different factors. But once you start seeing all of these properties are coming back and saying, oh yeah, this is what it says it is, then Google goes, oh well, then if that's what that is, let's go ahead and increase the chances, or increase it in the search results, right? Increase it in the search results. So that's just the general idea of backlinking, and hopefully that helps. Please, if you guys have questions, I encourage you to leave them in the comments. And if you are not part of our Facebook group, please join our Facebook group. The link will be down in the description. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and hitting the notifications little bell, and then you'll get notified whenever I release a new video. And let's see, what else have I missed? I don't know, whatever else I've missed, look down in the description. There'll be plenty of links to other resources and other places. This will eventually be, this is the first one of the, well, maybe first or second, depending on how it plays out. But ultimately, this will be a long series that we're going to have, a playlist that'll show you a lot of different ways that you can improve your search engine optimization, your page optimization. We'll go through a lot of those, but I just wanted to show you guys the concept of backlinking. So hopefully that helps a little bit if you are confused on that topic, or if you wanted more information on it. And that's it for now. I'll see you in the Facebook group on some of our webinars. We've got 2 webinar series going on right now, one for e-commerce, one for master marketing series. And if it's not going on right now, because you're watching this later, you can always hop in and see the replay and also get the supplemental videos. Those links will also be down in the description. Thanks for listening and watching my video. And if you guys liked it, please give it a like. And of course, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks. To see more of our digital marketing videos, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. Thanks for watching.